Welcome back, everybody. Today, we're going to be taking a deep dive into
Hello?
no-code LLM app builders. It does sound kind of techy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But based on the Katie Nuggets article that you sent over, it's clear that you're ready to seriously level up your AI game.
That's right.
And you know what?
What?
You don't need to become like a coding whiz to do it.
That is the beauty of where we are at with technology now.
Yeah.
The tools are becoming so sophisticated that even complex things like building AI apps can be surprisingly accessible.
Right. It's not just for like, the Silicon Valley gurus anymore or whatever.
I know that.
This article is really highlighting how these tools are changing the game.
Yeah.
It even name drops 3 specific ones.
Okay.
Flowwise AI,
Okay.
Langflow, and DeFi.
I feel that.
Honestly, just reading about them got me thinking about all the cool things that I could build.
And that's exactly the spirit these platforms are trying to tap into.
Right.
They want to empower anyone with a good idea to bring it to life, even without a coding background.
Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty.
Okay.
The Katie Nuggets article.
Okay.
Written by Abid Ali Awan,
Okay.
who, by the way, is a total data science and AI pro.
Okay.
Really emphasizes how the demand for these no-code tools is skyrocketing.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, right?
Yeah. Oh, it totally makes sense.
Everyone's talking about AI these days.
Everyone's talking about it.
That's like the floodgates have opened.
Yeah.
People are seeing what AI can do thanks to things like ChatGPT.
Right.
And they're realizing like, hey, maybe I could build something cool too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So first up on our list of tools is Flowwise AI.
All right.
The article describes it as being super user-friendly with a drag-and-drop interface that's supposedly as easy to use as building with Legos.
It's a great analogy.
Oh, is that a good analogy?
You literally drag and drop different components to create your AI app.
Cool.
And you're not limited to just one type of AI brain either.
Okay.
Flowwise lets you choose between LangChain and Llama Index.
Okay.
Which is super handy depending on what you're trying to achieve.
Wait, hold on. Break it down for me.
Okay.
What's the difference between those two?
Sure.
I'm guessing it matters which one I pick, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Think of it this way.
Okay.
If you need your app to handle complex logic and decision-making, LangChain is your go-to.
Okay.
But if your app is more about working with data, maybe searching, summarizing, or generating insights, then Llama Index is the better choice.
Okay.
It's all about finding the right tool for the job.
That makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
The article also mentioned that Flowwise AI has API and SDK integration, which sounds like a mouthful.
Yeah.
What does that actually mean in practice?
It's simpler than it sounds.
Okay.
Basically, it means you can connect your AI app to other services and tools.
Okay.
Like imagine you want your app to pull data from your CRM system.
Right.
Or send notifications to your Slack channel.
Gotcha.
Those API and SDK connections make that possible.
Ah, got it. So it's like building bridges between your AI app and the rest of your digital world.
Exactly.
Speaking of connections, the article also mentioned that Flowwise AI supports both open and closed LLMs.
Yeah.
What's the deal with that? Is one better than the other?
Well, it depends on your needs and priorities.
Okay.
Open LLMs are like open source software. The code is publicly available.
Okay.
Which means you have more flexibility to customize and modify it.
Right.
But closed LLMs are often developed by companies with vast resources.
Okay.
So they might be more powerful and reliable, but you have less control over how they work.
Interesting. So it's a trade-off between control and power. I guess it's like choosing between building your own furniture from scratch or buying a pre-made piece. Both have their pros and cons.
Exactly.
Now, getting back to the actual building process. The article described Flowwise's interface as pretty visual, right?
Oh, yeah. It's all about making it easy to see what you're building.
Okay.
They actually describe it as having nodes representing different actions. And you connect them with lines to define the flow of data and logic.
Okay.
It's kind of like creating a flow chart for your AI app.
I can definitely see how that would make it more intuitive.
Yeah.
Especially for someone who's not used to writing code.
Exactly.
It's like they've turned coding into a visual puzzle.
And one of the coolest things about Flowwise AI is that it lets you create what they call autonomous agents.
Autonomous agents.
Yes.
That sounds straight out of science fiction.
Amazing.
Little AI robots running around doing our bidding.
Well, Maybe not quite like that.
Okay.
But the idea is that you can set up these agents to handle specific tasks.
Okay.
Like monitoring your social media for mentions of your brand.
Right.
Or scheduling appointments based on your availability.
Okay.
Or even generating reports based on your data.
Cool.
It's about automating those repetitive tasks so you can focus on the bigger picture.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's like having a team of AI assistants working for you 24/7.
Exactly.
Okay, so FlowWise AI sounds pretty impressive, but I'm curious, what are the downsides? Sure, the article didn't really delve into that.
Well, like with any tool, there are always trade-offs.
Right.
One potential downside of FlowWise AI is that it's still relatively new.
Okay.
So it might not have all the bells and whistles of more established platforms.
Right.
And because it's open source, you might need to be more comfortable troubleshooting if things go wrong.
That makes sense. It's like the early adopters dilemma.
Exactly.
You get to be on the cutting edge. Yeah.
But you might have to deal with a few bumps along the way.
Right.
But hey, at least you get to be a pioneer.
Exactly.
So if I wanted to give FlowWise AI a try, what are my options?
Well, you have a couple of choices.
Okay.
You can either run it locally on your own computer, or you can use their managed service.
Okay.
Which means they handle all the technical stuff for you.
Gotcha.
Both options come with a built-in chatbot for testing your app.
Oh, that's clever. Yeah. So I can actually see my app in action and make tweaks as I go.
Exactly.
Without needing to deploy it to the world first.
It's all about rapid prototyping and iteration.
Cool.
You can build something quickly, test it out, get feedback, and then refine it until it's perfect.
Awesome. Okay, FlowWise AI check.
Right.
Now I'm ready to hear about the next tool on our list.
Okay.
Which is Langflow, right?
That's right, Langflow.
Okay.
And it actually shares some similarities with FlowWise AI.
Like the open source nature and that drag and drop interface. But there are some key differences that make it really stand out.
I'm intrigued. The article mentioned prompt variables and some light LLM fine-tuning.
Right.
Honestly, that sounds a little intimidating to a non-coder like me.
It's not as complicated as it sounds.
Okay.
Think of prompt variables as knobs and dials that you can adjust to fine-tune your AI's responses.
Okay.
Let's say you're building a chatbot that helps people plan trips.
Right.
You could use prompt variables to let the user specify things, like their budget, travel dates, and preferred destinations.
Gotcha.
That way the AI can tailor its recommendations to their specific needs.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm basically giving the AI more context to work with.
Exactly.
Which leads to more personalized and relevant results.
Okay.
I like it. What about the LLM fine-tuning?
Sure.
What's that all about?
So remember how we talked about open and closed LLMs? Well, even with open LLMs, you often don't need to modify the underlying code itself.
Okay.
Fine-tuning is more about tweaking the AI's behavior by adjusting its parameters. And the cool thing with Langflow is that they've made this process super simple.
Okay.
Even for non-coders.
Whoa.
You can do some basic fine-tuning without needing to write a single line of code.
That's impressive. It's like they're taking all the complex stuff under the hood and giving us these user-friendly controls to steer the AI in the right direction.
Exactly.
And speaking of steering, the article also mentioned something called orchestration capabilities and even name-dropped ChromaDB.
Okay.
What's the connection there?
Good catch. This is where Langflow really shines.
Okay.
It lets you connect different AI components together to create complex workflows.
Gotcha.
Think of it like an assembly line.
Okay.
Each component has a specific task. And Langflow helps you connect them in the right order to achieve a desired outcome.
Okay, I'm starting to get the picture. So Langflow is like the conductor, coordinating all these different AI instruments to create a beautiful symphony of functionality.
Exactly.
I'm guessing ChromaDB plays a role in this orchestra.
Exactly.
All right.
ChromaDB is a vector database.
Okay.
A fancy way of saying it stores and retrieves information in a way that AI can easily understand.
Okay.
So you might use Langflow to connect an LLM that's good at generating text with ChromaDB, which acts as the LLM's memory, allowing it to access relevant information from your data.
That's super cool. It's like giving the AI a brain boost.
Exactly.
Allowing it to tap into vast amounts of information and use it to generate even more insightful and relevant results.
And the article even said that you can create custom components in Langflow.
Yeah, and that just blows my mind.
I know, right? That's the thing about Langflow. It's incredibly flexible.
Yeah.
If you can't find a pre-built component that does exactly what you need, you can build your own. This opens up a whole world of possibilities for creating unique and powerful AI applications.
Okay, hold on. This is a lot to take in. So to recap,
Okay.
Langflow is all about customization
Yeah.
and giving you more control over the AI's behavior.
Right.
You can use prompt variables to guide its responses, fine-tune its parameters to tweak its performance, and even orchestrate different AI components together to create complex workflows.
Exactly.
And on top of all that, you can even build your own custom components if you need something truly unique.
That's a great summary.
Cool.
Langflow is definitely a more advanced tool, but its user-friendly interface makes it surprisingly approachable.
Yeah.
Even for people who aren't coding experts.
Yeah, it sounds like it strikes a good balance between power and accessibility.
Exactly.
But let's be honest.
Yeah.
We don't always need a super complex solution.
Right.
Sometimes all we need is a tool that gets the job done.
Yeah.
Without a lot of fuss.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's where our third tool, Diffy, comes into the picture.
Okay.
Diffy is less about fine-tuning or orchestration. It's more about building and managing complete generative AI applications.
Okay.
In a streamlined way.
I like the sound of that. The article described Diffy as being open source.
Yes.
Having a visual canvas for workflow design. And supporting a wide range of LLMs.
Right.
But what really caught my eye was its potential for multimodal applications.
Okay.
AI that can understand both text and images.
That's one of the things that sets Diffy apart.
Okay.
Most AI tools are focused on text-based input and output.
Right.
But Diffy is pushing the boundaries by incorporating multimodal capabilities.
Yeah.
This opens up a whole world of possibilities for creating AI applications that can interact with the world in more nuanced and sophisticated ways.
Imagine an AI that can analyze medical images.
Right.
Or generate captions for photos.
Yeah.
Or even create original artwork.
Exactly.
Based on a combination of text and visual prompts.
And Diffy makes it easier to build these kinds of applications.
Okay.
By providing a visual canvas for designing your workflows.
Okay.
It's kind of like using a graphic design tool where you can drag and drop different components, connect them together, and visualize the flow of data and logic.
So it's similar to Flowwise AI in that sense, but with a focus on generative AI and multimodal applications.
Exactly.
Got it. Now, the article mentioned that Diffy supports a wide range of LLMs, including GPT-4o and Mistral Large 2.
Right.
Why is that such a big deal?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Both GPT-4o and Mistral Large 2 are large language models.
Okay.
But they have different strengths and weaknesses.
Okay.
GPT-4 is known for its powerful text generation capabilities.
Gotcha.
While Mistral Large 2 excels at logical reasoning and problem solving by offering support for both.
Yeah.
Diffy gives developers the flexibility to choose the best tool for the job, depending on the specific needs of their application.
That makes sense. It's like having a toolbox with different types of hammers.
Exactly.
You wouldn't use a sledgehammer to hang a picture. Right. And you wouldn't use a tack hammer to build a house.
Right.
You need the right tool for the task at hand.
Exactly. And the article also highlighted Diffy's robust features for deploying, managing, and monitoring AI applications.
Okay.
These features are crucial for ensuring that your AI apps are running smoothly and efficiently, and that they're producing the desired results.
So it's not just about building the app.
Right.
It's about making sure it's working properly.
Exactly.
Once it's out in the wild.
And the article specifically mentioned data control and team management.
Okay. Yeah, why is that important?
Well, as AI applications become more complex and integrated into our workflows, it's crucial to have robust data management and security features.
Okay.
You need to be able to control who has access to what data.
Right.
And you need to make sure that your data is being handled responsibly and ethically. And team management features are essential for collaborating on AI projects.
Okay.
Especially as teams become more distributed and remote.
It's like having a central command center for your AI operation.
Exactly.
You can monitor performance, manage access, and collaborate with your team.
It is. And one more thing I wanted to highlight about Diffy is its focus on agent creation.
Okay.
Just like Flowwise AI. It lets you build AI agents that can automate tasks and workflows.
Right.
But Diffy takes it a step further by providing a wider range of tools and features for building truly sophisticated and capable agents.
So if I wanted to build a really powerful AI assistant that could handle complex tasks, Diffy would be a good platform to consider.
Absolutely. It's designed to empower developers to create AI agents that can interact with the world in meaningful and impactful ways.
I can definitely see the appeal.
Yeah.
It's like DeFi is providing a playground for AI innovation, allowing developers to push the boundaries of what's possible with these amazing technologies.
Exactly.
But speaking of boundaries, let's step back for a moment and talk about the ethical implications of all this.
Yeah, sure.
We're talking about some pretty powerful tools here.
Right.
And it's important to consider the potential downsides.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
With any powerful technology, there's always the potential for misuse.
Right.
It's important to be mindful of the ethical considerations and to use these tools responsibly.
Right.
For example, we need to be careful about the data we use to train our AI models.
Yeah.
And we need to make sure that our AI applications are fair and unbiased.
And we need to be transparent about how these tools are being used. And we need to give users control over their data and privacy.
Absolutely.
It's a lot to consider, but it's crucial that we have these conversations.
Yeah.
And that we develop ethical guidelines for AI development.
I completely agree. The future of AI depends on our ability to use these tools wisely and responsibly.
Well said. So we've covered 3 powerful no-code LLM app builders.
Right.
Flowise AI, Langflow, and DeFi.
Yes.
Each platform has its own unique strength and capabilities, and they all offer incredible potential for building innovative AI applications.
Right.
It's like we're standing at the cusp of a new era of technological creativity where anyone with a good idea can bring it to life.
It's truly a democratizing force.
Right.
And I think it's important to remember that these no-code platforms aren't just about building cool apps. They're about empowering people to solve real-world problems.
Right.
Whether it's automating a tedious task,
Yeah.
gaining insights from data, or creating new forms of creative expression.
Right.
These tools are giving individuals and organizations the ability to make a positive impact.
You know, we put it that way, it sounds less like a tech trend and more like a social movement.
Right.
It's like we're witnessing the rise of the citizen developer.
Yes.
Someone who may not have a formal coding background.
Right.
But who's using these tools to make a difference in their work, their community, or even the world at large.
I love that term, the citizen developer.
Yeah, me too.
It perfectly captures the spirit of what's happening. We're moving away from this idea that technology is only for the elite few.
Right.
And we're embracing the idea that anyone can be a creator, an innovator, a problem solver.
And that's exactly what makes this whole no-code AI movement so exciting.
Yeah.
It's not just about the technology itself.
Right.
It's about the human potential that it unlocks.
I couldn't agree more.
Right.
And that brings me to a thought I wanted to share with our listener.
Okay.
Now that you've had a glimpse into the world of no-code LLM app builders, I encourage you to think about how you might use these tools to create something meaningful.
Right.
What problem do you encounter regularly that AI could potentially help solve?
That's a great challenge. It's so easy to get caught up in the technical details and lose sight of the bigger picture. Yeah. But at the end of the day, technology is a tool, and it's up to us to use it wisely and creatively to solve the problems that matter most to us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And with these no-code platforms, the power to solve those problems is now in everyone's hands.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to experiment, to explore, to push the boundaries.
Right.
You might just surprise yourself with what you're capable of creating.
And who knows, your creation might just spark a whole new wave of innovation. It's like we're at the beginning of a chain reaction.
Exactly.
Where one idea can lead to another and another and another.
I love that analogy. It's like a ripple effect of creativity spreading outwards from each individual who embraces these tools and uses them to make a difference.
That's a beautiful thought.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave our listener with a sense of hope and possibility. The future of AI is not predetermined.
Right.
It's being shaped right now by people like you who are willing to explore, to experiment, to create.
And remember, you don't have to do it alone.
Yeah.
There's a vibrant and supportive community of no-code AI enthusiasts out there ready to share their knowledge, their experiences, and their inspiration.
So go forth, fellow knowledge seeker, and build something amazing.
Until next time, keep learning, keep innovating, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
This is the Deep Dive signing off. It's amazing to think that just a few years ago, building AI applications was like the exclusive domain of highly skilled programmers.
Right.
But now, with these no-code tools, the playing field has been leveled.
Yeah.
And anyone with like a spark of creativity
Exactly.
and a willingness to learn can join the AI revolution.
It's truly a democratizing force.
Right.
And I think it's important to remember that these no-code platforms aren't just about building cool apps.
Right.
They're about empowering people to solve real-world problems.
Yeah.
Whether it's automating a tedious task, gaining insights from data, or creating new forms of creative expression.
Right.
These tools are giving individuals and organizations the ability to make a positive impact.
You know, when you put it that way, it sounds less like a tech trend and more like a social movement.
Right.
It's like we're witnessing the rise of the citizen developer.
Yes.
Someone who may not have a formal coding background,
Right.
but who's using these tools to make a difference in their work, their community, or even the world at large.
I love that term, the citizen developer.
Yeah, me too.
It perfectly captures the spirit of what's happening. We're moving away from this idea that technology is only for the elite few.
Right.
And we're embracing the idea that anyone can be a creator, an innovator, a problem solver.
And that's exactly what makes this whole no-code AI movement so exciting.
Yeah.
It's not just about the technology itself.
Right.
It's about the human potential that it unlocks.
I couldn't agree more.
Right.
And that brings me to a thought.
Yeah.
I wanted to share with our listener.
Okay.
Now that you've had a glimpse into the world of no-code LLM app builders,
right,
I encourage you to think about how you might use these tools to create something meaningful.
Right.
What problem do you encounter regularly that AI could potentially help solve?
Ooh.
What's a task you wish you could automate?
Yeah.
What's an idea you've always wanted to bring to life but felt like you didn't have the technical skills?
That's a great challenge.
Yeah.
It's so easy to get caught up in the technical details.
Right.
And lose sight of the bigger picture.
Exactly.
But at the end of the day, technology is a tool.
Yeah.
And it's up to us to use it wisely and creatively to solve the problems that matter most to us.
Exactly. And with these no-code platforms, the power to solve those problems is now in everyone's hands.
Right.
So don't be afraid to experiment, to explore, to push the boundaries.
Yeah.
You might just surprise yourself with what you're capable of creating.
And who knows, your creation might just spark a whole new wave of innovation. It's like we're at the beginning of a chain reaction.
Exactly.
Where one idea can lead to another and another and another.
I love that analogy. It's like a ripple effect of creativity spreading outwards from each individual who embraces these tools and uses them to make a difference.
That's a beautiful thought.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
okay,
I want to leave our listener with a sense of hope and possibility.
Yeah.
The future of AI is not predetermined.
Right.
It's being shaped right now by people like you.
Exactly.
Who are willing to explore, to experiment, to create.
And remember, you don't have to do it alone.
Right.
There's a vibrant and supportive community of no-code AI enthusiasts out there ready to share their knowledge, their experiences, and their inspiration.
So go forth, fellow knowledge seeker, and build something amazing.
Until next time, keep learning, keep innovating, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
This is The Deep Dive signing off.